Ko rangi nui kei runga, ko papatua nuku kei raro, ko ngā tangata kei wainganui, ti hei mauri ora. No reira e mihi atu nei ki a rātau, kua wehe atu ki te pō ururi, ki te pō tangotango, ki te pō roa. Moi mai koutou, tākoto mai, moi mai nai nei I roti te rangi Māori. Tēnei te mihi ki te ariki nui, ko ki ingi tu heitia pō tatau te whero te tuawhitu. E noho ana ki rongi I te ahuarewa tapu o na mātua tupuna o te whareka huariki. Ki tōna hoa rangatira ki ana tamariki, pai mārire ki a tātou katoa. Whakataka te hau ki te uru, whakataka te hau ki te tonga. Kia mā kina ki uta, kia mā taratara ki tai. E hi aki ana te atākura he tio, he huka, he hauhunga, nau mā hara mai whakatau mai rā koutou, ki te rā whakanuia o te pōpoto Māui, haumi e hui e, taiki e.
Kia ora, Jasmine.
Kia ora, Eleanor.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going all right, but I've got some bad news.
Oh no, what's up?
I've had to cancel Māui Dolphin Day because of COVID-19. We're moving into level 4, so...
Oh
yeah,
no, that's so unfortunate. Everyone was so excited.
I know. All the kids have been practicing the Māui Dolphin song.
And people are making rafts for the raft race.
Yeah, but there's nothing we can do. It is what it is.
Nothing we can do. Kia ora tātou, ko Eleanor tuku ingoa. Haere mai ki Virtual Māui Dolphin Day. Hello, hello, my name is Eleanor and welcome to Virtual Māui Dolphin Day, our new virtual edition of the Māui Dolphin Day that you all know and love. And if you've been to Māui Dolphin Day before, you will know that it's a lot of fun. We've got music, quizzes, games, and you learn a lot about our beautiful taonga species, te popoto. And we want this to bring much the same. We're bringing the spirit of Māui Dolphin Day to you at home, virtually, in your bubble. Coming up, we've got video messages with some really exciting and interesting kōrero from our guest speakers. We have an origami Māui dolphin tutorial, and we've got a little look back in time at highlights from the Extreme Zero Waste Raft Race over the years, and we'll end with a sing-along to the Māui Dolphin Day song. I hope you join me and sing along at home. But first, we've got something very exciting to announce. During the lockdown, some recycling isn't being collected as usual, so you might have built up a bit of a stockpile. And we were thinking you could probably make some pretty cool Māui Dolphin Day sculptures out of recycled materials, so we're running a competition, closing date the 3rd of May. If you can make a Māui out of recycled materials in your home, just post a picture of it to the event page for Virtual Māui Dolphin Day to enter. The top prize is this amazing HP sprocket. Print your favourite pictures from social media and turn them into stickers. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. And here to give you a little bit of inspiration with her recycled art project is Whangaroa local Jo Fairclough.
Kia ora koutou, I'm Jo and this is Salty McFlip. She's a female Māui dolphin. It's pretty much a life-sized model. This is about as big as the females get in the wild. She's made out of just bits of scrap wood, mostly, that I had lying around at home, and a few bits and pieces purchased from Extreme Zero Waste, so it's pretty much all recycled materials. There's a post in here, and one coming off at an angle is a supporting structure, and there's a chicken wire frame on the inside, and these are all just individually cut bits of pallet wood that have been wired onto the frame. It's a very labour-intensive process. But you have to be in the right kind of state of flow to get all the bits that fit nicely together, but it's like making a mosaic. It was a really meditative process that I really enjoyed doing. And this quote here is from a Leonard Cohen song that I like a lot, that I feel is very appropriate for our time. So she was made originally to be displayed at Māui Dolphin Day, which obviously isn't happening, but she'll be on display on Lorenzen Bay Road for the next month or so, so come by and have a look, say hello. She loves whaingaroa. Thank you. Bye.
Wow, that was so amazing. But you don't need to make anything as fancy as that to enter. We just want to see you get creative. You can make your Maui out of toilet roll holders or cereal boxes, whatever you like. Okay, I think we should probably start things off. So our first 2 video messages are from different organisations that are involved in Maui dolphin conservation. We've got WWF and DOC. The first message is from Amanda Leathers at WWF, and then we're going to hear from Cara Hansen about the amazing work that DOC does. Take it away, Amanda.
Kia ora koutou. I'm Mandy from WWF New Zealand, and happy Māui Dolphin Day. It's so cool that we can still come together, even in lockdown, to celebrate Māui dolphins. WWF has been working to help save Māui dolphins for over 14, 15 years now. They're such a special creature. They're so special and unique to New Zealand. They only live on the west coast of the North Island, up by Auckland and Raglan down to Wanganui. And they've evolved there for more than 10,000 years, far longer and before people had ever come to New Zealand. They are the smallest marine dolphin in the world. The adults are only about 1.5 meters long, and the babies are about 60 centimeters, just over 60 centimeters. So they're tiny and gorgeous. Like many other dolphin species, they're curious and quite adventurous. They're coastal animals, so they like to sort of be close to the coast and stay in the murky water to stay hidden from their from sharks. 7-gill sharks like to nibble on them, also orca. But they are adventurous, so sometimes they can be found well offshore. Recently there was a pod about 30 nautical miles offshore around an oil rig. So they're obviously checking it out, probably because of the noise. And yeah, so they're a coastal dolphin. They're completely unique and precious for us. They're also on the brink of extinction, as we well know. They're the most endangered dolphin in the world. And that's because of the way we've been using their habitat. So the way we've been using the oceans have caused threats to them. So fishing nets pose a threat. Sometimes they get entangled and drown in the net. We've also been mining and seismic surveying in their habitat, which disrupts, essential behavior like feeding and talking to each other and communicating, looking after young. So all those kind of disruptive activities have pushed them to the brink of extinction. So what WWF does to try to save the dolphins is we're looking at all those threats, and we're trying to get rid of all those threats from their habitat. So we're working with fishing companies, we're working with government managers to remove the threats from their entire habitat and give them a safe sanctuary, a true sanctuary, so that they can recover and come back. At the moment, we're continuing our work trying to get the public to report sightings of the dolphins so that we can find out more information about where they swim. But we're also looking at new technologies, so using drones to watch where the dolphins are going and find out how they use their habitat. We don't know much at all about how they use their habitat at night or during winter. So those new technologies are going to give us some amazing new tools to improve our understanding about how to protect the dolphins. So I just wanted to say thank you guys. Your community, like the community of people that love the dolphins, which is basically all of New Zealand, are so essential to force the government to do everything they can, put the pressure on the government to make the best decisions possible for the threat management plan. So those decisions are coming up any month now. And all of your passion and love is so vital to give the government the bravery they need to take real action this time. And just before I go, I just want to say amazing job in stopping the sand mining operation that was going to threaten the health of the marine ecosystem in the southern range of the dolphins. that's such a huge win. So that company, Trans-Tasman Resources, they won't be sand mining in the habitat, the southern range of the Māui Dolphin. So that's a massive win, and that's thanks to Chasm and all that community, all the people in New Zealand that work together. And it's a really good example of together possible. We can really save these dolphins if we all work together and find those solutions and keep fighting for them. So thank you so much, and happy Māui Dolphin Day, and take care, everybody. Ka kite anō.
Kia ora. Welcome to the virtual Māui Dolphin Day. My name is Cara and I'm a biodiversity ranger for the Department of Conservation here in the Waikato. The Māui Dolphin Day has been held in Raglan for many years, as many of you may already know. And DOC has been partnering with the community since the early days of this great initiative. This would have been my fourth Māui Dolphin Day, and it is an event I look forward to because it is such a special day. I really enjoy spending time talking with the passionate, fun and caring Raglan community and people from the wider region who are here to learn about how we can protect this special tanga species. I feel very lucky I've been invited to speak to you today about the work that I do with DOC to help protect Maui. When I first started working for DOC about 5 years ago, I went out with a research team on the last biopsy sample. I was so happy that day because I saw a Māui dolphin. It is really special to see even one dolphin, but some days when we're out there we can see up to 20, and that's over 20-30% of the population. So fast forward to 2020, in February this year, our team, plus researchers from Auckland University, carried out the next round of sampling, which when we combine with next year's data will inform the latest population estimate, as well as a large range of other important conservation information. The team spent over 12 days on the water collecting over 50 samples. The weather has to be pretty good to safely and successfully capture these samples. These dolphins, they live close into the shore, almost in where the surf line is, so it's pretty challenging out there. And you may know the challenges of the weather and sea conditions on our wonderful west coast. Some of the days we launched from Raglan and we headed south to about Mokau, and other days we headed north to Port Waikato. For the rest of the time, we launched from Clark's Beach in the Manukau Harbour. We crossed the bar and either headed south to Port Waikato or north to as far north as Kaipara. Big days and little dolphins. It can be really challenging spotting a Māui dolphin, especially when there are so few around. You may be curious about what the sample is and why we take it. The sample is a very small piece of skin and blubber. This is collected by firing a biopsy dart from a modified veterinary capture rifle. The biopsy dart basically hits and bounces off the animal, removing a tiny plug of skin and blubber, which then floats free and we can scoop it up with a net. This sample provides genetic information from which scientists can work out the population size estimate, an indication of the genetic diversity within the population, an estimate of how many females and males in the population and whether any of them are pregnant, how much individual animals move around both in the short term and in the long term, an understanding of the whakapapa of individual animals. And it is possible also to get information about the age of these animals, which will allow us the opportunity to understand the age structure of the population. And this year's survey will for the first time allow for population trend information to be determined. That's amazing, huh? You may also be interested to know that a Māui dolphin was recently seen just inside the Raglan Bar. In late February, a team of bird scientists carrying out a shorebird survey on the northern side of the Raglan Harbour reported the sighting. So, keep your eyes peeled and remember to always report your sightings. Well team, thanks for listening. I hope you are staying safe and well inside your bubbles.
That was so interesting. So cool to hear about the work that's being done for Maui dolphin conservation. But it's not just big organisations like DOC and WWF trying to save Mauis. Here at Whangaroa Environment Centre, we have a team called Marine Matters that does a lot of important work. You might have seen us at Papahua, the Wharf, or Manu Bay over the summer, talking to boaties. We're collecting important information about Maui dolphin sightings, so to tell you more about that is Jacinda Amy, who's decided to act out a conversation between a boatie and a Marine Matters advocate.
My name's Jacinda and I'm a Maui Dolphin Ranger with the Whangaroa Environment Centre. Since January, Sophie, Leah, Eleanor and I have been on the Whangaroa boat ramps talking to boaties about Maui dolphin, and here we'll present some of our survey findings. Our surveys have stopped since the lockdown.
Yeah. What do you reckon, dog? That's a good fish. Yeah. Oh, on land there. There we go. Look at that. Nice, good looking fish.
G'day, how's it going?
Yeah, g'day. How's it going? Oh, yep, no, she's alright. I'm getting in a bit of fishing under lockdown. Got to have your fix, you know. But we're doing everything all right. We're at home. We're in our bubble. We're being safe. Life raft, life ring, life jacket. It's all good.
Hey, I'm working at home and seeing we're in the same bubble. Could you fill in a survey about Maui dolphin?
Yeah, no, happy to answer a few questions. I'll just keep on fishing.
Have you spoken with a Maui Dolphin Ranger before?
Oh yeah, last year there was a great young fella called Mike. I talked to him at Manu Bay. He was really onto it. And this year he bumped into my cousin Leah at Papahua.
Great, let's see what you can remember. Next question, do you live locally?
Oh yep, I'm a Whangaroa local, born and bred.
How often do you get out on the water?
Yep. Get out every weekend when I can. I'm pretty blooming keen on my fishing.
Oh, that's great. It makes you the eyes and ears on the ocean. What activities are you undertaking on the water today?
Yep, a bit of fishing on our beautiful Whangaroa harbour and a bit of sightseeing.
And are you a member of the Raglan Sport Fishing Club?
Oh yes, yeah, I have been for many years. Great gals and guys there. Going way in my big fish.
Our ka pai, we asked this question because the Raglan Sport Fishing Club are the voice for the recreational fishers when it comes to getting around the table and advocating for Maui dolphin. The more members they have, the louder their voices. And what depth of water are you fishing in today?
Yep, unless it rains, I'm on dry ground.
Do you know how to identify a Maui dolphin?
Black dorsal fin, a black rounded dorsal fin, that's right. And they're quite small, only about as tall as me, 1.7 metres. And kind of got a bit of white on their tummy, a bit like the dog. And yeah, some markings around the eye, kind of a bit like the dog also, really.
That's awesome. Hectors and Maui dolphins are the only dolphin that have the rounded fin. Every other dolphin has a pointed fin. And do you know to report a Maui dolphin if you see one?
Yes, yep, Mike said rounded fin, send it in.
And do you know who to report the Maui dolphin sightings to?
Ministry of Fisheries, because they're a fish.
Oh, report all sightings to DOC on 0800 DOC HOT. Now tell me, have you been lucky enough to see a Maui dolphin before?
Well, I used to see them. I used to see them regularly, actually. Yeah, when I was a young fella. But then, thinking about it, I wouldn't have seen one for 10 years. Oh, yeah. That's a long time. Yeah, cute little things, real cute little things. Why is it I don't see them anymore? I don't think my eyesight's, has got quite that bad.
Unfortunately, there are now only 63 Maui dolphins left, and they all live here on the west coast of the North Island. That is why we're out here talking to people and raising their awareness of Maui dolphin.
63? That's outrageous.
The reason we're out here talking to people on the boat ramps is you are the people who are most likely to see a Maui dolphin, and we need you to report that dolphin every sighting. This helps to understand more about them and find the best ways to protect them.
Well, is there anything I can do to help?
We need everyone to help save the Maui dolphin. If you see a Maui dolphin, call 0800 DOC HOT. Include the location, the number seen, the date, the time, and photos showing prominent landmarks if possible. Get some video. If you are in a protected area and you see set nets, call 0800 4POACHER. It's only by everyone working together that we can save the Māui dolphin. And remember, rounded fin, send it in.
Kia ora, Jacinda. Thanks so much for that. Next, we've got artist, activist and origami queen, Peggy Oki. So get your recycled paper at the ready because she's going to teach you how to make your very own origami Māui dolphin. And then we're handing over to Paul Murray. If you've been to Māui Dolphin Day before, you will of course remember the Extreme Zero Waste Recycled Raft Race. Extreme are super busy during lockdown because they're providing an amazing service to the community. But Paul has made time to put together a little good, the bad and the ugly look back in time at different rafts. And there's also a quiz, so gather your whanau around and get your thinking caps on. It's going to be a lot of fun. But first, over to you, Peggy.
Hi everyone, Peggy Oki here of the Origami Whales Project. I've been involved as an environmental artist with Māui Dolphin Day for about 15 years in a row now, and I would like to give a demonstration of one of the activities that we've done in the past, and that would be folding origami Māui dolphins. First we start with paper, and I like to recommend reusing paper so that while we're saving dolphins, we're saving trees. I recommend something like a bond paper, reusing anything you can find that's sturdy enough. Magazine papers are pretty, but they're usually too thin. Maybe the cover of the magazine is a little bit thicker and that might work. But one idea is reusing calendars. This is a piece of a calendar that I cut into a square, and you can use things like gift wrapping paper if it's thick enough, or even chocolate wrappers. And so let's do some fun things. I'm going to start with folding our square into a half on its diagonal. So now we have a triangle, but it's also three-dimensional. And when you open it and think of Mexican food, there's an origami term for this. What do you think it is? Taco fold. So we have the taco fold, and then what we're going to do next is we're going to bring the edge to the center fold, and we're going to be symmetrical with this. So I've brought in the one edge to the center fold. I'm going to do the same with the other side. And there we go. We have the shape of like a kite. We've got 3 points now. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to bring the 3 points together, just folding down here like so. And this looks kind of like, if we're thinking about food, how about an ice cream cone? How about a trumpet coconut ice cream cone? All right, and then now we're going to fold it closed like so. I'm going to open it up again, and we're going to bring this edge here to the center fold, the same fold that we used previously. So again, this is what it looks like, and we're going to do it on the other side as well, being symmetrical. So now we have this shape from that to this. Okay, now we're going to do one more fold, which is a smaller one up at this very top point. We're going to just bring it in a little bit like that. Okay, like so. And we're going to do the same to the other side. So now we have this, okay, from there to there. All right, and now we're going to close it. And we've got this long shape with a pointy end. At the pointy end, we're going to bend it at an angle and give it a fold, and it looks like this. But to finish it off, we're going to turn this folded bit at the end back to the other side. We're going to just swing it around back and forth, give it a really good creasing there. Okay, then we're going to open it up, and then with our index finger we're going to push we're going to push this and then hold with our other two fingers, our thumb and our middle finger. We're going to hold this and then push it like this so it goes inside on itself. Okay, it goes inside on itself like that. And now our fluke is nice and secure, and we have an origami Maui dolphin. Thank you for watching, and let's do everything that we can to save our beautiful Maui dolphins.
Nau mai, haere mai ki te rā o Popoto. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the virtual Maui Dolphin Day and the nearly virtual Extreme Zero Waste Recycled Raft Race. O Matua X, tōku ingoa, I am Matua X, one of the educators at Extreme Zero Waste, and it's very nice to have you here today. Thank you for joining us. Now, you may have seen me before in previous Maui Dolphin Days that we've had. That's because I've often been on stage doing quiz questions and handing out prizes and a few other things like that, and narrating the Extreme Zero Waste Recycled Raft Race. So this year, obviously, things are a little bit different. And the Recycled Raft Race and the Maui Dolphin Day is so important to the Whangaroa community. We've had it year after year after year. It's a day where we highlight one of our taonga, the Popoto, the Maui Dolphin, where we think all about this very precious treasure that we have and raise awareness and remember what we need to do and can do about this little treasure that we want to protect and look after. It's also a day for community connection and community celebration. It brings people all together, especially the kids, the tamariki from the schools, families, whanau. It's a beautiful day. And so, of course, we're sad it's not happening this year. However, just like everything else that's going on, we've found some new ways to do it. So yet again, here we are to remember our Maui Dolphin, to connect as a community, and to think a little bit about kaitiakitanga, of our place, of our treasures, of our people, and our family and community. So thank you for coming along. What do you want to say today? So this year we're going to have a nearly virtual recycled raft race. And what I thought we might do is have a little bit of a review of last year. I've just got a few photos and slides here I'd like to share with you, and a few questions along the way. Obviously, I can't be giving out prizes this year, but once again, it's good to sort of see what we've got up to in previous years and be preparing ourselves for when it all comes back, and we'll be back once again as a community next time having a raft race. So here's how this goes. I've got just a few slides. I'm going to click through them and a couple of questions at each. So hopefully you have gathered together your family. You're sitting there as a whānau, just as you would with Maui Dolphin Day. This time, instead of sitting on the straw bales, you know, in front of the stage, listening to some pretty groovy tunes with the sea just over there, you're probably sitting in your living room or something like that. However, hopefully you've got everybody gathered together. I'm going to ask a couple of questions at each slide. It's kind of like a play along as we go type thing. So I'm going to ask a question or make a comment. You've got to respond. I'll give you, it's highly technical, I'll give you something like 10 seconds to do it. And it will kind of look like this: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ding. And then we move on to the next slide. So there's some good things in here. And as part of it, it is making us just, you know, helping us remember some of the fun we've had before and what we have to look forward to. So let's begin. Are you ready? Here we go. First slide. Dum, dum, dum. Oh, well, that's what I just said. Highlights of the recycled raft race. Yep. So, yep, I can see a few people there. Here we go. Patai tuatai. Here comes the first question. All right. Name one thing you can see being reused in this raft. Go. Bing. All right. Hopefully by now you would have, that's a pretty easy one to start with. So I can see some of that looks like piping or plumbing or guttering or something like that. I can see some tape in there. I think I can see a surfboard down there along the front. Yeah. There you go, but you only had to name one, so hopefully you got one. Ready? Here comes the next slide. Name two things you can see being reused in this raft. You have to look very carefully. Hint, look down at the bottom of that pontoon. You'll see something else that you can remember. Two things, go. 6 seconds. Well, hopefully you notice that that looks like a bit of corrugated iron or roofing iron or something like that. I can see looks like a little plastic bottle that's being used on the pontoons aside from that wood frame that's holding it up. You may also notice that that's one of our previous trophy holder winners from years gone by who came back for another go. All right, next slide. Oh, no questions with this one other than a couple of funny questions. Here we go. Question number 1. How many people seem to be doing all the work in that picture? Count them. Yeah, not many, just a few. Next question. How many people seem to be just going for the ride? How many can you see just sitting on the raft having a good time? Yeah, quite a few. Last question. Do you think they're going very fast? From memory, I don't think they were. Last question. Do you think they won? Uh, I don't think they won, but they're having a good time. And on Maui Dolphin Day, it is a lot about having a good time and having some fun. If you remember from the prize giving, we often have prizes for all sorts of things like best design, best teamwork, um, most likely to sink, best sinking, least likely to float. And one of the questions I do ask before Maui Dolphin Day, before the race begins, I go around and I check with all these rafts and I say, have you actually tested this out to see if it floats? That's always an interesting question. You wouldn't believe some of the answers I get. Okay, next. Name 3 things you can see being reused on this raft. Go. Well, I can see. Let's see if you found some of the same things. I can see looks like some barrels, those blue barrels. I can see kind of like a boogie board or something like that you're sitting on, maybe even a surfboard underneath that. I can see bamboo that looks like it's being found from, probably in the garden or something like that. Yeah, that's at least 3. Good job. All right. Next. Oh, here, make a caption. This is like, make up what they're saying to each other. So make a caption. What are those safety people with the helmets on the little jet ski? What are they saying to the raft people? Make a caption. Go. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Actually, that could be quite fun. You could post in somehow some of your answers to this. That would make a really funny story. Next, be the commentator. What's happening here? What are they doing? What's going on? Commentator, like, you're commenting on the race. Like, here they are now. This looks like, obviously, they're from White Tuna. This is White Tuna School, it looks like. So you're like the sports commentator. You're commenting on what's going on. This is during the race. What's going on? Go. I'd love to hear what you had to say about that. So I think what was going on, they were doing really well. They had this great design. They've got this paddle wheel thing going, and I think they were coming across the finish line, and then they couldn't fit under the bridge. And I think this is the moment they got passed by that little guy on the right there, Django, I think it is. And you can see other people coming along behind them and passing them. And they had to do all this stuff to try to fit under the bridge. I think they did make it because, they're not still there now. Right, next. Make a caption. What's happening here? And don't worry, he was safe. We didn't leave him in the water. So, what do you think he's saying? Why is he waving like this? So, make a caption. Go. Da, 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 ding. Yeah, hopefully that's quite funny, but I'm pretty sure they came back and picked him up, or he got towed to shore, or something. Doesn't look too upset about the whole thing. Okay, next. Aha! What was the purpose of this activity? Do you remember what it was? Do you remember what it's called? And can you name any of the other challenges that were part of this? There were quite a few. Give you 10 seconds. Go. Yeah, this was the Maui Dolphin Survival Challenge or obstacle course. Yeah. And the purpose of the activity, did you get that? So many of the activities in here were representing many of the challenges that the poor old Maui dolphin faces in its survival, in its desire to thrive along our coastline. And fish nets and our fishing practices, they were a big one. Can you remember any of the other challenges that you had to get through? Might be somebody here who's done it. So you might have remembered trying to find the food. I think you had to bob down into the pool to find the food from Maui. In the dirty water, there was plastic. You had to get through. I think there was an oil slick. Here's some of the netting. You might remember a few more after that. Good job, everybody. I think we only have a couple left. Well, here's the question. Have you started planning your award-winning raft for 2021 yet? So here's some of the trophies. And every year on stage, we hand out quite a lot of prizes, and we have generous prizes from sponsors, all from our local community. Everyone gets on board. Everyone has a really great time. And it gets highly competitive. So this is your chance, though we're not racing this year. This is your chance to, have a look at some of these designs and maybe start creating your award-winning design for next year. So don't give up yet, whanau. We'll be back. Okay, and last but not least, every year we have some quiz questions. Now, there's always lots of prizes we give out, and the point of the quiz questions is to have some learning, is to learn about Maui dolphin, and is to know why it's so important to look after this little paunga. And the race is to, get us remembering about how to reuse and repurpose things. We don't need to go buy new things all the time. That has a huge impact on the environment. We can find creative ways to give our old stuff new jobs and to use them again and again. So the purpose of this day is to remember that reusing principle that everyone in Whangaroa is so good at, and is to remember our Maui dolphin and some of the things that we need to do to keep Maui dolphins safe. So the quiz questions are really just to sharpen us up and to keep us thinking about all that. So here's the quiz question for the day. How many facts can you list about our precious Maui dolphin? Now, facts. I'm not even going to give you any tips yet because I'm going to round it up in a minute. But how many things do you know about Maui dolphin? How many things can you tell me? I'm going to count slowly this time. 10 seconds, slow counting, facts about Maui dolphin. Go. Hmm, hmm, hmm. 2, 1, and all right. So here's some of the things you might have said. Obviously, you can't tell me what you know about it, and hopefully you had quite a few. Hopefully you had at least more than 3. Here's some of the things I know about. However, I'm not actually going to tell you the answers. I'm just going to tell you some of the things you could have thought about. And if you don't know the answer, hey, why not go have a look? I know that heaps of us are working at home and our school and learning is now at home. So here's a great little project. Why not go and find out some of these facts? And some of the other videos today on this virtual Maui Dolphin Day may be answering these questions already for you. So here we go. You might have known the name for Maui Dolphin, I te reo Māori. You might look that one up. You might have known the size or the weight, a fact about how big or little the Maui dolphin is. You might have known that. You might have known something interesting about the fin of Maui dolphin that makes it very identifiable. You might have known that. You might have also thought about where Maui dolphin lives. Some facts. How close to the shoreline? Which shoreline? Where in Aotearoa, New Zealand is Maui dolphin's home? You might have known that. You probably knew the number about how many are left and why it's such an important thing to be thinking about. You might have known something about how many babies Maui's dolphins have or how often that they do that. And from that obstacle course just a minute ago, you might have known something about the challenges that Maui dolphin faces. Tell us about that. You might even know some more things that I haven't even said. So you could play back this video, write down some of those questions, make some bullet points, go off and find some information, find out why Maui dolphin is such an important treasure, why we have a whole great big day to remember Maui dolphin and think about it. So I think that's pretty much it for now. I wanted to have a look at some of the race from last year, some of the creative ideas of some of our rafts and our entries, to encourage you to keep thinking about reusing all the way through the year, not just on the raft race. This is the funnest, best way to show off our reusing skills in our community. Keep thinking about it. Design a great raft for next year. Find out some facts about Maui dolphin. Put those ideas together, creatively, artistically. Do some writing, do some art, and do something to show that you really care about Maui dolphin. So thank you for coming today, and thank you for being part of our nearly virtual Extreme Zero Waste recycled raft race. We know we'll be back, and we know you'll be back. So we hope you're being safe, that you're enjoying your time with your family. Tia kina ia koe anō me tō whanau. So kia kaha I ēnei rā, look after yourself, keep safe, keep happy, and keep being proud of our community and everything we have to offer. So thanks for coming, and see you again in 2021. Goodbye!
Ka pai, Paul, that really was a lot of fun. And how did you guys get on with the origami? We would love to see pictures of what you've made, so please send them in to us. We've been so lucky. We've had so many awesome guest speakers. We've got such amazing members of our community looking after the Maui dolphins. So that leaves us with only one thing left to do, and that is sing along the Maui Dolphin Day song. The version of the song that we're going to be singing today was recorded 5 years ago when Tiki Tāne came to Whangaroa and recorded it with our very own students of Raglan Area School. And kia ora Tiki, it really is a beautiful song. So if you know the words, then great, and if you know the dance, then even better, but have a go whatever and sing along. But for now, it's goodbye from me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in a video. I hope that you and your whanau are staying safe in your bubbles. Kia kaha, Whangaroa. Bye! Take it away, Tiki.
Say Maui's dolphins today, so they can swim tomorrow, yeah. Say Maui's dolphins today, their lives are in our hands. Say Maui's dolphins beach, what should you do? If you're at the beach, what should you do? Pick up the rubbish as you walk through. Pick up the rubbish as you walk through. Leave them in peace in the numbers and creeks. Leave them in peace in the numbers and creeks. Leave them alive if you're on the west side. Leave them alive if you're on the west side. Call 0800 for Maui, for Maui. Call 0800 for Maui. No pollution, no pollution. There's a problem, there's a solution. No pollution, no pollution. There's a problem, there's a solution. Say Maui, say Maui. Hey, hey, say Maui, say Maui, say Maui. Hey, hey, say Maui, say Maui, say Maui. Hey, hey, say Maui, say Maui. Say Maui's Dolphins today.
Nō reira, e ngā manuwhiri o ngā haue whā, e ngā kārangaranga maho o ngā iwi o te motu, e te whānau whānui o te pukupu taia o whāingaroa, e ngā iwi o te moana nui a kiwa, ara o te ao whānui, kia koutou katoa, i roti o koutou puna aroha. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia whakairia te tapu, kia wātea i te ara, kia turuki whakataha ai, haumi e, hui e, taiki e.